Wait for the audience to stop clapping.
Pipe down in the back.
Everyone, and welcome to the Chafed and Confused video podcast with Nick and Kyle. Nick, how are you doing?
I am super duper.
Excellent. And who do we have here?
Today we have Emily Lindsay. Emily is a friend of the podcast, maybe our most had on the show human being. She's an engineer by trade. She's a volunteer firefighter. She's a new dog owner.
Yes.
And she's a self-confessed Swiftie. And seems to win every race that she enters. Ooh. Welcome to the podcast, Emily.
I don't know how we feel about that last one.
I mean, since you've been on the podcast, it's been a win streak, so we'll take partial credit.
It has been good. I'll give you guys credit. That's fine.
The Chafed and Confused bump.
It's real.
Yeah.
I do wear the t-shirt on the podium now, apparently, so there you go.
Sponsored athlete.
Looking for other sponsors.
Always. Who have actual money. All right, so we're going to do the normal 10 questions. We've asked you a variety of these questions. We're going to go back to the originals.
Ooh.
Maybe your answers have changed. Maybe they haven't.
Okay.
I think the last time we asked you these questions was probably 2 years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember them.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There's maybe one about pineapple. That's the only thing I remember.
Question number 1, pineapple on pizza. Heck yes or heck no?
Heck no.
Okay. I think you said yes last time.
No, I didn't. Am I ridiculous?
What is your preferred sock height and why?
Preferred sock height is, are they called mid-crew? What are they called? Mid-calf? I don't know.
My favorite answer to this question is I don't know what sock heights are called.
What is the length of the Chafed and
Confused? You're a
Confused?
crew sock wearer.
Crew sock, okay.
Is that the Chafed and Confused sock?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Okay. I almost took off my shoe as an example. I won't.
What book are you reading or have just read?
Ooh, I'm reading... It's called Codename Verity, and it's about a woman in the Royal Air Force in World War II, but it's like a historical fiction. So it's like based on some true events, I guess, but is fiction.
Excellent.
Cool. What was her job?
One of them's a pilot.
Okay.
And I don't really know what the other one is, but she's like in captivity in Nazi-occupied France and getting interrogated, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can tell me tomorrow because you're a fast reader and you'll have the book read by then.
I will do my best.
Do you like to train with friends or train alone?
A little bit of both, but mainly train with friends. Yeah. It's a really good way to make sure you're running slow enough.
Oh, that.
Just glancing
She sure did. That was rude.
I just really like going running for a long time with you, Kyle.
Yeah.
I like being able to talk to you at the same time.
Exactly. You can breathe and I can sweat. And
survive.
And breathe harder.
And breathe harder. And then we get donuts.
Yes, the best.
Favorite pre-race or run pump-up song?
Oh, I remember I didn't have an answer for this last time either. I like country music.
There you go.
Well, let's modify the question. Last song you remember singing to in the car?
I think it was Taylor Swift.
Probably.
That checks. I can't do more specific than that.
That's fine.
If you could be really good at another sport, what sport would it be and why?
This is hard. I remember what I said last time now, and I'm like, should I change it? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's
just
too
good
much.
at everything. All good.
Where's your next vacation? Or if you got a week off tomorrow, where are you going?
Somewhere on the coast. I want to go surfing. It's been on my mind a little bit lately.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to go surfing in like a 8mm wetsuit, or you want to go surfing in a bikini?
Like Mexico would probably be better than like Tofino, realistically.
When it comes to races, chase or be chased?
I guess be chased.
She doesn't know what it feels like to chase.
That's not true. You've done some chasing in your time, I think.
I have done some chasing in my time. I actually think generally I don't start off the front. I'm usually like a few people back, and I kind of just work my way up.
Just nipping at people's heels.
Yeah.
Freaking them out.
Like my little dog.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll hear more about her later.
You will, don't worry.
If you could go on any adventure with someone dead or alive, who'd it be and what would it be?
It's really hard to answer these questions for a second time, guys.
Well, then you can adjust.
I can what?
Change your answer.
I would go on an adventure race with my best friend from high school.
Nice.
Whose name was Libby. And we used to adventure race together, and it was very fun. And I would do that again.
Perfect.
Cute.
Where's Libby now?
She lives in Taupo in New Zealand.
Okay. Well, possible. It's in the cards. Favorite post-epic adventure snack or meal?
This summer it was A&W.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta get a
need-
sponsor.
We need an A&W sponsor.
I would say 7 out of 10 people have that same answer.
Yeah.
It's funny because that wouldn't have been my answer, and I don't know if like now it is because of like the number of people we know that came on your podcast and said A&W, and I was like, man, I got to get on board with that.
Yeah. It is a treat.
We'll hit him up for.
We'll hit him up. We'll reach out. And finally, in the world of ultra movement.
I want to change my answer.
Oh.
The Patty Shack in the Cusp.
Oh.
That's my answer.
Shout out.
Chocolate milkshake, chicken burger, fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. You threw
Sorry.
me right off with that. No one's ever done that.
Shout out to the guy that just walked by and nodded at us through the window.
In the world of ultra movement and getting after it, do you consider yourself chafed or confused?
A little bit of both.
Have you ever experienced chafing on the move?
I have. For like the first time ever, a couple years ago when we went and did that 4-day hut-to-hut trip in the South Chilcotins, I got chafing and I was like, what is this? Never want this again. Yeah. Sad times.
Salt buildup.
Yeah, is that what it is?
I would say so.
Oh,
Because you can't,
well.
you're not like when you run lots at home, you probably change your clothes a lot. When you're on a trip like that, you wear the same clothes a lot without rinsing them. The salt builds up on them and then it gets abrasive. And then,
But now I get it. Like now I've had it once, I get it more,
oh,
which is annoying.
You've stopped washing clothes.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I just need fresher things.
Yeah. All right, Emily, where are you from and where do you live?
I'm from Auckland, New Zealand, and I live in Revelstoke, British Columbia.
How do you earn money to buy running shoes and puppy food?
I really want to be like, well, I don't buy running shoes anymore.
Low-key flex. I just win them.
Yeah, true.
Had to take the opportunity.
Yeah.
I work as a engineer for the city of Revelstoke.
Nice.
Pipes are bursting all over the place.
That's Calgary, Kyle. Keep
True,
up.
True.
How did running find you?
Running was kind of always there. I played a lot of field hockey as a kid and like into my mid-20s, and so running was always a supportive activity for that, and it kind of pushed me through hockey, adventure racing. I dabbled in athletics and cross country for a while, very sporadically, but yeah, it's just always been a part of life.
Do you find in New Zealand there's like a big adventure racing community? Because there's like they have one of the televised adventure races. The 2 or 3 of the main teams are all Kiwis, or maybe it's just a small niche and they're just very good.
I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I've never looked at like the proportion of people that do adventure racing against like the population size. Maybe
True.
that's quite high.
Yeah.
But like when I did it in high school, I went to an all-girls high school and there was probably 7 of us, maybe.
On the adventure race club team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is not many, given like a lot of races are 4-person races.
True.
Yeah, sometimes scrambling for 2 teams.
I don't want to get super off track here, but field hockey is a pretty brutal sport. What's the worst field hockey injury you've ever seen?
One of the girls on my team took a ball straight to the bridge of her nose and
Oh.
broke her nose.
Yep.
That was not the best. Like, it happened so quickly. Like, there was just no way she was going to avoid it. And as soon as it hit her, like, you heard the crack as it hit her face, and you were like, oh, yeah, she just broke her nose. 100%.
Dang. Can you talk about the winning streak that you're on?
Time to be braggadocious.
What do you want me to say about it?
Well, when did it start? What races have you done?
I guess it started at Golden Ultra in September of 2024. That was kind of my first race that I did that I was like, I'm really going to push myself and push my time. And I went in like with a race plan that I had no idea if it was very unreasonable or not. And turns out it wasn't. 2025, so last year I did the Wildness, which was the first year they've run that at Panorama Mountain Resort. 2-day event, 38k on the first day, 13k on the second day, which you both competed in as well. And I got the joy of crossing the finish line before both of you.
I was glad. When I tried hard on the second day, I was close.
I was just on a spirit quest. It was lovely.
Dude, I was so proud of you.
Yeah.
What came after that was Fat Dog 40 miler, which was my kind of like peak goal race for the year. And yeah, won that. And that was funny, actually. We sat in the course briefing the night before. I was sitting with Kyle and they talked about the course records. And the time for the 40 miler was set the year before, and it was like the exact same, I think, to the minute time that I'd run at the Golden 60k the year before. And it's maybe a 4 kilometer difference between the two races, and Fat Dog has a little bit less elevation. And so I was like, well, I should probably try. And I spent 7 hours doing math. Like, when I look back on that race, I'm like, yeah, that's all I did. I did math. There was like that one guy that ran ahead of me for 20Ks and we chatted on and off, but otherwise math.
Yeah.
It was like, how far to the next aid station? How many kilometers? What are my splits? How much elevation between here and there? And how does that change? And I don't know, it kept me on track.
I spent 9 hours listening to my heart.
I'm sorry that I didn't get to see you standing on the podium because I was just a hot mess.
I'm happy that I saw you at an aid station though.
Yeah, it was a hot mess.
Actually, I was very close to being a hot mess at that aid station. Yeah. That was maybe like 22Ks in for me, and I'd pushed very hard to that point. Yeah. And I went into that aid station being like, Emily, you need to simmer down or you are going to blow up. Yeah.
I saw Nick later on at a subsequent aid station, and I think we were both,
oh my God.
Nick ran 120 miles. I was maybe 40 kilometers into this race at this point.
I was very excited to see you.
Yeah.
As hard as my day was, I was very happy to see you.
Yeah, it was great. It was fun. Yeah. I could tell it was you, and I started yelling, and like multiple racers and hikers around us were like, what is going on? And
I was just like,
Miranda has a great video of me like running up. It's very sweet.
Yeah. When I saw you at that aid station, I was trying to get Pringles out of a Pringle can, and I was like trying to be good and use the last of the Pringle can, but they were all crushed at the bottom and I couldn't do it properly. And Miranda saw me struggling and she just like grabbed a new Pringle can, opened it for me and handed it to me. It was like, take the new Pringles, Emily.
Miranda, keeping us all together.
Yeah. Keeping us all on track.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say you just punched your fist into it.
Oh, that'd be so dry. That'd be tough. I needed the salt. Like I walked into that aid station and I was like, what's salty? Yeah.
It was hot-ish. Yeah. It was a pretty good day actually. Temperature wise.
Yeah.
And then after Fat Dog, you toured around Switzerland for a bit.
Yeah. I went, so the intention of the trip was to go and support a friend of ours, David Starr, who was running UTMB. And for a few days prior, myself and his partner, Michelle, we went and did a 4-day hut-to-hut running trip through the Swiss Alps. So it was 2 nights in Switzerland, 1 night in Italy. And I think we did maybe like 105, 110 Ks over 4 days. And yeah, stunning.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like it was crazy how you would like run into a different valley and it would just be like a completely different terrain. But then also there's like, I guess, villages, towns everywhere. So then you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, and then suddenly there's just like this like farming community built on the hillside, and you can hear all these cattle with their really loud cowbells, which was not what I was expecting, but yeah,
that was for you.
Different
More
and cool.
More cowbell.
Yeah,
too young.
A lot.
How was the food?
It was varied.
Okay.
Dinners were really good. Breakfasts, a lot of like bread and spreads, which like it was fine, but just not really like great fuel to start a run with. And then we had packed lunches that we could purchase at the huts as well on the days that we couldn't like run through another hut and buy a hot lunch, which was great to have that. But again, like a lot of dry food, but it was fine. I was a little bit hungry, but it was fine.
You made it work.
Yeah, there was 4 of us in total, and like 2 of the group brought quite a lot of like supportive snacks, and the other 2 of us did not. And yeah,
You leaned on them a little bit.
We were no, but we were hungry.
Oh. And then you ran on a treadmill at the UTMB start. How'd that go?
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, this is why she doesn't have to buy shoes anymore.
Yeah, so Adidas Terex did like a daily competition of run as far as you can in 2 minutes on an inclined treadmill.
Oh, yeah. They used to do this at Outdoor Retailer. The same thing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So we went past like the group of friends that were there, and obviously I had to try because I'm too competitive for my own good, even though I'd actually really hurt my knee doing like 2,600 meters of downhill a couple days before.
And they say treadmills are notoriously good for knees.
Running
Do
uphill,
they?
though, is probably not too bad. Like running uphill on the treadmill.
It was only 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
what damage
what
can
damage?
you do?
Yeah. Peanuts.
But yeah, that was cool. And so I ran the furthest distance that day. And
Was it a treadmill with a motor or no motor?
I have no idea. Motor? Yes, motor.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you just turned it up as fast as you could, as quick
Well,
as you
yeah,
could.
so it was funny. Like you get on the treadmill and the person operating it is like, so what do you want me to set it to? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't run on treadmills. Like, what? And she's like, what number? And I was like, I don't know. What do the numbers mean?
Yeah.
Because I was like, tell me like a pace or something. And she kind of like didn't. And then I was like, look, set it to the pace that will mean I run faster than the time at the top of that board.
And I will do it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, did they shown up, the shoes?
No, they haven't.
Oh, they still haven't. They're like
No.
in a special secret edition.
Yeah.
Emily
They
Lindsay.
said I wouldn't. They said December was like the release, and that was when they would send.
Oh,
so
no
like
issue.
maybe soon. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm.
Yeah. It was the one they had like the prototype of on all their like elite athletes
Oh,
at
cool.
UTMB.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That were
So-
like camoed up so you couldn't see all the lines, and they look cool.
How many free pairs of shoes have you gotten in the last year? Or vouchers for?
Maybe like 4 or 5.
Yeah, pretty good. That'll last for a bit. 1 year of training.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you planned to do a UTMB race in California, but it fell through
Guys.
because of weather.
We skipped Dirty Feet.
Oh, dirty feet.
I'm like,
Go on. Don't interrupt the lady.
I'm sorry.
I thought we were doing this chronologically. Seriously. It's chaos. Well, Kyle and I went to Dirty Feet at Predator Ridge and did a 21K.
I'm like,
Carl's trying to block it out.
You were there.
what race is this? Yes, please. Dirty Feet Predator Ridge.
That
Yeah,
was like
I was there. Number 5.
It was supposed to be like a fun little interim race to get me to
Yeah.
California, but as you mentioned, California did not happen.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then end of November was supposed to do UTMB Pacific Trails to try and get like a lottery qualifier for OCC, but race got cancelled like 4 days out. So instead it just turned into a nice little trip to California to do some casual running and drink some beers on some sunny patios.
Not bad.
It was pretty good. It was
Yeah,
nice to have
less-
some sunshine before
Less
coming back to the
suffering, for sure.
rain.
Yeah.
Emily,
Nicholas.
do you love to win or do you hate to lose?
I don't know. I don't even know if I would say either. I just like to push myself as hard as I can, and if that results in me winning, then great.
If that means harder than the person currently beating you. I mean, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I was just trying to imagine a scenario where you were comfortably winning a race and you slowed down. That's hard for me to imagine. So I would say what you said is accurate.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that.
Yeah.
But equally, like, if I was racing someone that I can recognize is faster than me and I'm not going to be competitive with them, I'm not going to, like, blow up trying because that's just silly.
Yeah.
Or fun.
Whatever you're into, Nick.
Do you know how to lose?
Yes.
Are you a good loser?
I hope so.
Wait, we'll probably never know.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
after having such a successful run, does that give you confidence as you move forward into new races, or do you allow it to add pressure to you as you move into other races? Like, do you feel an expectation?
Maybe a bit of both.
Okay.
Like, I think when I made my race plan for Golden, it was significantly faster than anything I had run before, and I was like, am I completely delusional? Like, am I? And I didn't tell anyone what my goal was, because I was like, that's going to be so embarrassing if I say this and then I just like completely miss it.
Been there.
I was like saying it and I was like, oh God, I need to stop.
It took me 6 ultras I signed up for to actually run one. Been there.
It's okay. You can do it.
So I think like it's given me more confidence to like be like, this is my goal and this is what I'm trying to do, and be more willing to like share that with my friends, which is probably good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, yeah, it probably is a bit of, I do put a lot of pressure on myself to do well and yeah, push myself. So
She'll skip team softball to go train run.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she has her priorities set up.
I was going to ask you another question, but related to that, but I know the answer. Like, does pressure come from outside of you, or does pressure come from within? And it seems like pressure comes from within.
it does.
Can you tell us about the newest addition to your family?
My little dog.
Tell us about your little dog.
Her name's Posey, and I think she's a lab border collie.
She's a black dog with some white.
She's a small black dog with a little white belly.
Yep.
And a little white paw, and she knows sock and paw
Oh, that's good.
because she's so smart, and she's gonna be my little running buddy. Yeah,
Nice.
and she's so speedy. When she chases
When
after
she goes,
Red,
she goes.
yeah, like
So
Red is like.
I've been replaced.
So when,
Right.
when I told Kyle that I got a dog, because I think you were in Greece on your climbing trip,
Yeah.
weren't you?
Yeah.
I text Kyle and I told him that I got a dog, and he was like, "Have you replaced me?" And I was like, "No, but we're a trio now."
Yeah. Third wheel. Here we go.
And how old is this hound?
Like 7 or 8 months, I think.
Okay. So perfect for running for the spring.
Yeah, she's 1 in May, so good time to start training her up.
Sign her up for a race in June.
Yeah.
How do you structure your training? Because it's quite different from a lot of people.
Well, currently I do not train.
Nice.
Lovely.
But when you're in like the thick of it.
Like, you mean I run time based?
Yeah.
Yeah. I run time based, not mileage based.
Yeah.
When I signed up for my first ultra, which was the Kepler Challenge, I think it's called, in Te Anau in New Zealand, I guess I read somewhere that like training on time can just be less like, I guess, daunting than mileage.
It also makes sense when you're starting out, right? Because if you say, I'm going to run for 30 minutes, when you're starting out, 30 minutes might be 2 kilometers, but then as you progress, 30 minutes might be 6 kilometers.
Yeah, totally. And so I started with that, and I just have always enjoyed it. I do track my mileage as well. Like when I set up a training plan, and I use the kind of structure of like build for 3 weeks, rest for 1, I build 10%, I cut, 40 to 50% on a rest week. Like I base it off time, but I also track the kilometers, and I make sure that they roughly look the same as well. But I think time allows you more flexibility in terms of like, if you do a lot of like vertical training 1 week, then your kilometers are potentially going to drop down, but like you're still spending good time on your feet. And the races that we're often running in this area of the world have like 2,000 plus meters of elevation gain. So like a lot of vert is important, and it takes longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I find it more flexible. Like if I'm just having an off day where like I'm not eating or I'm not feeling it, if I go out the door for 3 hours instead of 30K, it doesn't matter if I only did 20K in the 3 hours. I still did the 3 hours. I still put in time on my feet, and it's fine. Whereas another day I might be feeling great and I smash out 30K in 3 hours.
Right.
To be clear, I don't run 30K in 3 hours on
Okay,
trail,
wow.
but those were just like really nice
Pretty
numbers
good.
to work with.
Yeah. Those are going to be the UTMB numbers.
We're not road athletes.
Emily, can you tell us about your favorite shoes?
I don't know if I have favorite
you don't. You
shoes
just put
now.
whatever shoes you want on and run.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
Yeah.
What do
The
you?
second day of the wildness where I wore the demo shoes was
that
a
was
real
kinda funny.
highlight for that one.
Yeah. What do you? Is there something that you look for in a shoe?
I like 4 to 6 mil of drop. I have learned.
Okay.
Yep, that's like a nice range for me. And what's like the cushioning called? Like stack height?
Stack height.
Yeah, not a lot of that.
Not a lot.
Okay.
Yep.
Cushioning? Who needs it?
Yeah.
Well, no,
Sounds-
I think part of my problem because I do have quite a few pairs of different shoes. I'm learning that when I have more cushion, it hurts my calves quite a lot. Like it just makes them
Yeah.
ache.
Yeah. When you have a shoe that has a lot of cushion, you don't have as much feeling for what you're actually doing. And a lot of people tend to hurt themselves in more highly cushioned shoes because you can hit the ground a lot harder
Yeah. Okay.
than what you would with less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love a minimalist shoe.
So 4 to 6 mil drop, not a huge stack height,
Yeah.
maybe 25 mil or less stack height. Yep. Keep
I don't
going.
know. That's all I have for you.
Laces.
Laces.
Traction.
Not a Velcro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always used to run in La Sportiva Bushidos, and I do still really love them, and maybe I'll buy another
Which
pair.
have no traction at all. But yeah, keep going.
They're good on rock.
Exactly, because the logs are like.
I've always liked them, Nick.
They're like an
Okay.
approach shoe.
But then I got a couple of pairs free, I think, through stuff, and I was like, well, it doesn't really make sense to buy another shoe.
Yeah. What did you run in the Did you run Fat Dog in the Arc'teryx? No.
No, I ran in the Sauconys.
Yeah. But you almost did. Which would have been a horrendous shoe for that.
Yeah, and I didn't because I rolled my ankle
Yeah.
like 5 days before, and the morning we were driving to Manning Park, I drove up to the 5K loop with both pairs of shoes and the brace that I was going to wear on my ankle, and I did the 2K loop a few times in the different pairs of shoes to figure out which was going to be hopefully most comfortable for 65K.
Oh yeah. She also won 65K race on a hurt
Rolled
ankle.
ankle.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get any flack from any of you about that.
Rolled ankles, 6 Pringles, no problem.
Yeah.
A lot of tailwind.
A lot of time. Yeah. Yeah. What do you kind of lean? Do you have a caloric intake goal, or how do you do your nutrition?
Like I keep the 60 to 90 grams of carb thing in mind. I probably float a lot closer to 60 than I do to 90, but that's kind of it. I don't really enjoy the like part of running where you have to watch your like calorie intake.
Yeah.
I just like to eat what I like to eat.
And if
Are
you're
you
looking for a sponsorship, I think Pop-Tarts is
Oh my
Pop
god.
Tarts is the
is
best.
Emily's absolute go-to.
That was what was hectic when I saw you at that aid station because I ran in and Miranda was like, "Look, Emily, Pop Tarts," and I was like, "I don't want them." She was like, "Whoa, are you okay?
Something's wrong.
Need salt."
What aid station was that? Was that the one at the lake or
Yep.
the one at the river?
Yeah,
The lake?
Nickerman Lake.
Yeah.
I cannot believe I just whipped that name out of my.
That was very impressive.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Miranda can't have been at Nickerman Lake. There's no crew access.
She was running with you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now I remember.
Were you there?
Yeah.
You know what? It was funny. The last time I ran that race when it was also not going so well. Actually, it was going better this time. I regretted not swimming in the lake with Bruno. I just looked at the lake and I wasn't doing that well. I'm like, man, I would feel so much better if I just went for a swim. And I didn't go for a swim. And this time, I was like, oh, I'm doing moderately better. I still really want to go for a swim. And then I hike up. And as soon as you hike up above it and you look back, you're like, I should have just gone for a swim.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
That's like a dry climb too after that.
It was disappointing because the guy I was running with at the time, he left the aid station like, I don't know, 30 seconds before me, and I get to the lake and he's in it. And I was like, okay, understandable. Also want to get in this lake, but I have shoes and this stupid ankle brace on. And I was like, I can't spend the time taking this thing on and off.
Did he take his shoes off or he just jumped in?
I don't remember. But I was like, I'm not jumping in with my shoes on. Like, this will all be wet for the next 5 hours.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. But I was also sad about it.
Yeah.
I love to jump in an alpine lake.
Who doesn't?
We know this.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Have you set your sights on any races? Have you registered for any races for this year?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know you had.
I know, I purposely didn't tally the review.
What did you sign up for?
I signed up for Fat Dog 100K this morning.
Nice. Yeah, well, we talked
It
about
just
it.
opened. Yeah. That'd be good. It's a Western States qualifier.
Yeah, I do not want to run Western States, but
Oh.
I mean, I guess if I have a qualifier, I'll enter because
Yeah.
that'd be silly not
Yeah.
to. And knowing your luck, I'll get drawn on my
probably
first
will.
year.
Probably will. And I'll have to murder you. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, if you run that in under 18 hours, then you can use it as a qualifier.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I haven't done any thinking about how fast it will take me to run it, but I think it would hopefully be less than 18 hours.
I'm sure it would be. Yeah. It's
I
funny.
think
Dimitri is going to do the 120.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
My friend from Ontario, who I used to have the trail running company with, he might do the 120, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
last year my mantra was, I'm not coming back. But after my finish last year, I was like, oh, do I go back one more time?
For the number 4.
Number 4.
Well, Michelle's doing the 40. Dimitri's doing the 120.
You're doing 100.
Our curling chat is currently trying to get Michael to do the 120.
If my friend from Ontario does it,
You'd at least go in crew, probably.
yeah. And if I'm gonna go in crew, I may as well go run.
Oh, now I have to figure out if I can get that weekend off and crew someone.
Yes.
I'll crew. I don't think I'll run
Yeah.
it.
But you want to run 100K.
I do want to run
If you don't-
100, but
if you don't want to run too fast, you can just crew me.
yeah. Yeah, I'll just do 100K running crewing
Yeah.
Nick. Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah, Bruno did 75. He
Dang,
did it with me.
hilarious.
You got options. But crazily,
You
the
heard
100K is sold
here.
out.
You heard it here first, folks.
What?
The 100K is sold out today.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Day one.
Dimitri was like, I'm gonna stay up and like sign up, and I was like, dude, the 120 doesn't like usually sign up in August, but
The 120 also doesn't have that many spots left.
oh really?
I want to say it
Pop it
was
off.
like 30 maybe.
Oh dang!
Yeah.
I have to ask my friend
You gotta commit.
because they sent out an email. We got one early. If you
Mhm.
ran it last year, I got one like a week ago, so I could have signed up.
Yeah.
But I also signed. I went and learned some lottery, and I'm gonna try some other things too.
Oh,
We'll see.
when is that drawn?
I don't know. I just won in the lottery.
I know nothing about High Lonesome, but for some reason it's like
It's high
intriguing.
and it's lonesome.
Mm.
It's in Colorado.
Yeah.
It'll be very challenging because it's high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to do hard rock one day, probably 10 years from now when I finally get drawn. So this will be a practice.
Why do you keep running? Do you enjoy it?
Is someone chasing you?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's a really good community, and apparently I just like spending long amounts of time in the mountains thinking about things.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mostly splits.
Mostly
Yeah,
splits.
yeah, mostly
What do you think
mental
about
math.
when you're training?
I know. I was like ski touring last week for the whole week, and I was like, "What do I think about? There's no splits.
and I'm
Pretty out here."
and
What?
I'm beating these guys already. So yeah, I'm breaking trail. Yeah,
No, we shared breaking trail.
true. Do you find ski touring helps cross train at all, or is it just enjoyable winter pastime?
I don't really do it to help or anything. I
Yeah.
just like it, and I imagine it probably does help. You're walking uphill with weights strapped to your ankles,
I
so
was just
That's
thinking you
true.
should do a schema race. You'd do well in a schema race.
I feel like it would be fun.
Yeah. You shouldn't like going uphill.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. When did I?
They used to have one in Golden, a schema race. Yeah, like once a year they have a schema festival. I'm not sure if they still do, but
It's in the Olympics this year.
Yeah.
Schema?
Yeah.
Oh, that could be a good time.
The Winter
Yeah.
Olympics.
Hmm.
Something
This
new.
soon, hey?
Yeah, it's February.
February?
Yeah.
I just remembered I actually entered another race this year too.
Oh my goodness.
We're trying to pull together
Oh,
a
yes.
girls team for Sinister 7 relay.
yes.
Okay.
So we got 5 out of 7 leagues covered currently, and we're in it to win it.
Well,
She says confidently.
Mitchell threw it out there about putting a guys team in. I was like, can we just go crew?
yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. All male crew team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'll wear a Hawaiian shirt. That's what crews wear.
I want you guys on tutus.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any non-race running goals for this season? A traverse, anything like that? I know Carl threw out
Oh yeah,
something where
Kyle.
he sent,
Oh,
he
yeah,
sent
there's
us a
a-
big map and he's like, we should go from here to here. And I'm like, that looks like a long way, but sure.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I felt about it as well.
I was like, this is Kyle Scott's the one suggesting this. Long run from here to here.
Yeah, I know.
He's got the bug.
I do.
He's hooked.
I do. I would like to do 100 next year. And Jeff, my buddy,
Oh, yeah,
from
yeah.
Canmore Jeff, has a very ambitious goal of running from Canmore to Lake O'Hara.
I would like to do Iceline to Whaleback. I think that's like the peak you can do off it is like a little loop or something. One year I tried to convince Kyle to drive to Jasper and do Skyline followed by Tonkin Valley back to back. So that could actually be good because that's a lot of mileage in 2 days.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I've done that, but I only did the half of the Tonkin loop because it's not a full loop. You have to run 12 kilometers between the parking lots, or 16 kilometers. And I was like,
Nah.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to run 12 kilometers on the road
Why don't you just hitchhike?
because it wasn't reliable because I was going to go the opposite way to the way most people went.
Okay.
Well, stay tuned. See what we do next summer on Chafed and Confused. Emily, do you have any advice for those out there who may be watching and thinking about signing up for their first ultra, going for their first run, putting their foot out the door?
Maybe they don't have running shoes and they need to win some.
So, okay, this is not a response to that. But I was talking to someone about this last week and I was like, I think what's really tough about running and what you have to remember is that like it sucks starting to run. Like there's just no getting over that. You just have to keep doing it and at some point it stops sucking and then it gets really good.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like I like when I don't want to go for a run, I'm like just go for like 10 minutes or 15 minutes and if you still hate it, just go home. It's not your day.
Yeah, the first hump, get over the hump, get out the door.
Yeah.
Put on once you put on the running clothes, you're like, okay, well,
It's so rare that I will run for 10 minutes and actually turn around and go home.
Yeah.
Like,
Bring a friend, furry or not.
yeah. Yeah. Friend is good actually. Because I think a lot of people, I've met a lot of people who, when they go for a run, they'll go for like 5K, but they'll just like absolutely gas it and they'll be destroyed at the end of it. And I'm like, no, take a friend, run at a pace slow enough that you can have a full conversation with said friend.
Yeah.
And then you'll like it because you just had a catch up with your friend and it was
Catch
nice.
up, you solve the world's problems.
Yeah.
A little bit of therapy.
Go to A&W. Good
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So
Every
many
time you
good
run
things.
a 10K, go to A&W.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Advice, heard it here first.
And
when we ran the rock wall and it was Kyle's longest run and I just like end of the day I just sat behind him and I just chatted away and I was like I'm here to distract you.
Oh yeah.
Could not tell you what we talked about, but
No, I don't know if I was listening or
I
what
don't
I
know.
was hearing, but
Yeah.
I just was moving my body.
I just kept talking until he got on his hands and knees and stuck his head in a creek.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me
Yeah.
once again.
This is the finale of the first season of Chafed Confused. So
Wow.
We may as well have the person who started it all.
you were our first guest.
Oh my God, I forgot that.
It's all full circle.
Because did I actually end up being first? I thought I didn't because the episode.
You were our first attempted guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the radio days
Sneak
when we didn't know
first.
how radio worked. Yeah.
Look how far you've come.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you both.
That was a very nice 35 minutes of static we did.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That was what mattered.
We are
Well,
Chafed.
and confused. Good night.
oh,
Whoa, I thought he was.
The car was going up. I was like, I don't want to get in the middle of the high five. I'll back off.
very confusing.
You have 8 minutes.
Oh, no, I got heaps of minutes.
You
What
said
is your-
you said 7:20.
I said 7:25.